Evening, everyone. We're going to try this one more time tonight, straight from the beginning. Mind you, we have no script. So what you see is what you get. Ask us questions. We love questions. We'll answer them as we see them. We're going to give out some beta keys tonight. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm Steelheart. I'm the host tonight. With me, we have Bear.
What's going on?
August.
Hello again.
And for the first time, SoulGrave.
Hello.
And also behind the scenes, Dashiva. Special shout out to Marissa. She was scheduled on the cast tonight. She has something like the Walking Dead flu or something. Sounded real bad. So good feelings to her. Hope she gets well. So as we start every time, Bear, what'd you do in Alpha this week?
I hit the farms running, man. You turned us loose, told us that we needed Bear broke off. Oh, Bear broke it.
Yeah, you breaking off anything, bud?
We hit the ground running when we came back from the last beta event. Still told me to go ahead and focus on getting the farm tractor and getting the fishing ship. I think we did that within just a couple of days. We got the tractor in a couple of days, and we got SoulGrave as fishing ship, a couple of days after that. And I think it's really due to them flipping the switch on the Thunderstrucks. I think somewhere down the line, somebody accidentally turned the Thunderstrucks off when we hit 1.2, or they turned the percentages down so low that nobody was getting them. And when we came back this time from the beta event, it was like they had turned it up. We had one of the farms only right by the guild farms got 3 in 1 week. I mean, that was
disgusting.
Yeah, it really was. Now we did end up getting one off the farm. We've had guildies find them in the wild again, so it feels a lot more tuned up. Now, what some of us were talking about is they may have cranked up the percentages on alpha only, just so we could get to some of this stuff before it ends. Could this be an end game for alpha? So, who knows? But that's what I did.
I still haven't seen one in game, so I can't tell you.
I'm getting there. I haven't hit 50 in any of them, although I'm close. August, what'd you do this last week?
Speaking of 50, I went looking for my 50 quest gear. I spent most of the week in Hasla and then Carcass Ridgelands, just trying to get my quest gear. Finally got it. Good
deal. Now this week, I think I crafted about 1,000 trade packs.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing is back and forth crafting trade packs for the guild. But you know what? When you got a guild and you do trade pack runs on a grand scale, it's awesome because that's allowed us to get a tractor. It's allowed us to get a fishing boat for Mr. SoulGrave right there. We got enough for another tractor if we want one. And matter of fact, we're going to start doing like we did on the last alpha server, where we just kind of random roll and whoever wins gets all the Guild of Stars for that run. So, it's neat. I have no complaints. Commerce is easy. Heck, it's an easy way to level up. Now, Soul, I saved you for last because you're kind of like our guru of this conversation today. Whatever, sir, did you do in alpha this last week?
Well, I did some fishing, and then I did some more fishing, and then the whole guild got together, and we built my fishing boat, or our fishing boat, I should say, and then we had a little party. Did you guys save that screenshot, by the way? You post that on the guild website? Everybody on the boat? I think
Dash has it somewhere. I think Dash has a picture of the boat somewhere. Maybe he can throw up for us in a minute.
Yeah, you guys should look for that. There is a massive amount of people, and they all happen to be dancing. I don't know why, but they're dancing on the fishing boat, and then we took it out to the sea, and in 24 hours I made almost 1,000 gold.
Nice.
Yeah, in less than 24 hours I made almost 1,000 gold, and it wasn't like a huge expedition either. There wasn't that many of us on the boat. It's a awesome way to make money. Awesome. And I love to fish, in case anybody didn't know. So.
And the boat's really cool because we can put our emblem on the sails of any of the ships. But if you look at the picture of the boat over here on Twitch, then it's actually framed up on the front of it and on the crow's nest, so to speak, right there. It looks really, really good. They did a really good job by the way they did these boats and everything here. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about fishing. So how did you get started in fishing? What led you to be a fisherman in ArcheAge?
Well, basically, I hadn't seen the ocean. They start you landlocked, and then I went down, and somebody told me there was an ocean, and so I was like, oh, I got to go see that, because like you can tell. I won't say you tell a lot about a game by the water, but everybody was talking about the water, so I was like, all right, I got to see this. So I cruise on down there and just stared. I was born and raised in the Florida Keys, for those of you that don't know, and I grew up in the water, in the ocean, constantly every day, and when I looked at that, I was absolutely floored and shocked that that's what the water looked like. So then somebody said, dude, do you know you can fish? And I'm like, what? Really? So I got myself a pole and got some bait worms, which, bait worms back in alpha they weren't cheap, like I literally spent all my money on a small amount of bait worms just so I could try fishing. And I went out and casted once, yanked a fish out of the water, and then the rest is history. I was hooked and I started fishing, and what I didn't know was that you could auto cast. And through my first 10,000 skill points, I hand casted 2,000 times. Every single time I hand casted.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah, so then I got through it, and everybody's like, I don't know who it was. I think it was somebody, it was Bear or maybe Arthur. Was like, dude, did you know you can autocast? And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
No.
So,
by the way, grats Kryrick on the or Kyrick on the beta key.
oh yeah, grats, bud.
So
Well,
now,
don't feel bad, because in alpha I made it to 30,000 fishing before I found out that you could auto fish, because I was told that you had to have the 30,000 fishing pole to auto cast.
Yeah, see, I was told you had to have the steel rod.
See,
Yeah,
that's funny.
so
That's funny because
I was sitting there.
I know the least about fishing, and I autocast right off the bat.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
First thing I did, I went out there and was like, right click, cast. All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I wish I'd have known that. Because like I was trying to figure out how to write macros or something, but it's like, no, we can't do that. That's illegal. That's the illegal way to do your fishing. And I found out because I was like, yes, I can finally autocast. And Joe asked me, she's like, well, how'd you do that? I was like, well, you right click on it and then you left click out there. And she's like, that's working for me. I was like, you just got your first pole. What do you mean it worked for you? I busted my butt trying to get this. So, yeah, that was a big learning experience for us, too.
Still got the boat up.
oh, I bet. Now, Bear, you helped supply him some worms or something?
Yeah, I think we probably dumped, 10,000 worms or so Soul's way to help him get out there and get to fishing. And not just him, he's really taken on some mentors. He's kind of like the Miyagi of fishing now. So, he's got his little minions that run around and help him do some fishing.
Yeah.
Nice. And was it enough worms, or did you actually have to get more worms yourself?
Occasionally, like in case people don't know me, if you were looking for me, look at the water. I'm fishing constantly, and when I would run out of worms, and at first I felt bad, like I'm not used to the awesomeness of Grievance and a guild helping me like these guys do. And what I did was I'd sneak off and go buy the worms myself, and they kind of smacked me. They're like, what are you doing, man? We got you. And so then they kept supplying me the worms, and I kept grinding, and then I got to sports fish, and I didn't know about sports fishing at first, and somebody's like, oh, you got to sports fish it's where fishing takes off. And they're not lying. Like when I went out and did my first sports fish, I went out by myself, didn't know the ocean was dangerous, didn't know any of that, just knew that there were pirates. And I went out there and the first thing I caught was a sturgeon, and that was it. I was hooked. I was so hooked that I immediately took it in, turned it in, and then went right back out. Like I love it. I love the fact that you have to watch your back the whole time. I love fishing with people, fishing alone. Like I just love fishing. It's so much fun. If you guys haven't tried it, you have to.
And there's no
I
doubt about that. We can tell it in TeamSpeak. You're excited about fishing. But what I want you to do for those of us that don't know exactly what sport fishing is, kind of walk us through the process of the actual going out on the boat or not boat, however you do your sports fishing, and from the time you catch your fish to the time you get something for it and some of the values.
Okay. All right. So the first thing you need, you laugh at this, but the first thing you need is a fishing rod. Some people have come out on my boat and been like, "Oh no, I don't have a fishing rod." But you need a fishing rod. The second thing you need are lures. Now, depending on the type of fishing rod you have in your inventory that you're using, is the type of lures that you need. The higher the level of the rod, the better the lures you get. Now, lures you actually buy, and is it Windshade? Is that the where you get use the vocation points? Yeah, it's Windshade. Yeah, you go to Windshade. You go to the Blue
Back
Salt
it up
vendor.
one dash. That was, yeah, there you go. Those two picks are sport fishing.
Okay.
Carry on. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. So you go to Windshade. You buy your lures. Like if you're starting off low, you're going to be using yellow lures. They're relatively cheap. As you go up in level with lures, they get more expensive. You'll spend, I think it's 20 vocation points per yellow lure. So you've got your bamboo rod, you've got your yellow lures. You can go fishing. I wouldn't recommend going fishing with the bamboo. I'd wait till you get steel, but you can do it. So then you go out and you'll drive your boat around. Before you have a fishing boat, you'll just be looking for random spawns. Now the random spawns look like giant seagull, a group of seagulls just circling and circling over the ocean. You go up to that, and as you target it, it'll tell you what kind of fish are there, and whether it be sturgeon. If you're in saltwater, it's sturgeon, bluefin tuna, sailfin or sailfish, and blue marlin. Blue marlins are the cash crop. That's the ones you want to eventually get to. That's the massive amounts of money in blue marlin.
What's
Now,
massive?
1,000 gold in less than 24 hours, massive.
Nice.
Blue marlins. Now, each sports fishing area, there are 3 sizes, or I should say levels or sizes. There is small fry. The small fries are anything with 18,000 hit points or below, and I'll get more into how the hit points work with the fish in a minute. So you go to small fry, then you've got your average size, which if it's a sturgeon, it'll just say sturgeon. Then you've got your gigantic. Medium is anywhere from 30,000 below, and then gigantic is 40,000 down to 30,000. Anything bigger than that, they kind of stay in the same range. But when you hook a gigantic, you're going to be in for a fight because those things, they don't want to get caught. Not that any of the fish do, but they fight you and fight you and fight you. And as you're going up through your fishing skill levels, you'll realize that when you hook a 37,000, it's going to be a fight. And you're going to lose it a lot, but that's just the way fishing goes. You don't always catch the fish you're trying to catch. Now, the hit point system. When you hook a fish, my fishing, it automatically you'll hear the combat, that gong or whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about, that dome. You'll hear that. Once that initiates, the fish will come up on your target, and then it'll be full hit points. Once that happens, you will see on your fishing icon. What I do, and I want to recommend to everybody, is if you start sports fishing, drag your fishing bar with, you've got your 2 different size hooks. You've got a left, a right arrow. You've got a picture of a fish, and then you've got a reel picture, and then a straight up and down or straight up arrow. Now, the only things that do damage to your fish are that little reel on the bottom left, and then the straight up arrow. Your straight up arrow is your direct damage smash. That's the one that you do the most damage to the fish, and I mean a lot of damage, depending on your skill level. The reel is like a dot to a mob. It slowly just ticks down the mob's or the fish's health. Not a huge damage dealer, but at least you're doing some damage. Now the fish will move he'll dodge left, and what you have to do is you have to match what he's doing to the icon. So you've got, if he moves left, you hit your left, the left button. If he moves right, you hit the right button. If he jumps, you hit the up arrow, and that's when you do most damage.
So it's
and
kind of interactive.
it's very interactive. You can't see, that's why fishermen are such good targets for pirates. It's because you cannot look away. The more you look away, if you don't hit those buttons quick enough, you'll still have time. It's about a 4-second timer in which from the initiation of the movement that you have to match what he's doing. The thing is the longer you don't hit that button, he takes I don't really know what to call him. There's a little multiplier there, and the more he gets on those multipliers, the higher chance he has of getting off your hook. And so you got to be quick with your you got to pay attention. And so you're focusing on that. You don't have time to look behind you and around. You cannot look away from what you're doing, otherwise you'll lose the fish. And
hey, so you had a pretty good question there. If you want to catch it.
60K in fishing, but still sometimes the 37Ks still get off even if you're very prompt and you do everything perfectly. Sometimes they bug on the sides of the ship. Okay, here's the thing about sports fishing. You guys, everybody who's fished, that has fished with the worms, you can't move. What happens when it goes, your screen goes, or your abilities on the fishing go dark, that means the fish has wrapped itself under the prop around the boat. You can run while you're sports fishing. You can actually move. You won't lose the fish. So once that happens, start moving so he doesn't get away, because that timer's ticking fast, and you have to be quick about it, and then your icons will light back up, and then you can start attacking him again. That's why that's happening to you.
So could it be that he hasn't upgraded his rod as well? Because that actually changes the damage that you do to the fish, correct?
Correct. Tier Omega, what rod are you using? Are you using an Archeum? Or are you using the Gilt?
It's going to take like 30, 60 seconds for him to reply.
Okay, I see. Don't know about the lag, so.
Yeah.
But here's another with the damage system. The higher your skill level, every 10,000. Okay, he's got an arc. Okay, well, actually, I think that's what's happening to you is he's getting wrapped up in your boat or where you are. If you don't have a fishing boat, I recommend the dinghy. That way, if you do get jumped, you're only going to lose a dinghy as opposed to your clipper. Also, the fish, if you're standing in the dinghy, the fish really isn't going to get away from you on an angle. So you'll be. It's a lot. I should say that shouldn't happen to you if you are standing in a dinghy. Let me know if you are using a dinghy, and then I'll try to figure out why the fish are getting away from you. Every 10,000 points, your damage to the fish goes up. Also, the higher level rods you have, the damage to the fish goes up, and your lures, the damage to the fish goes up. So all of those things help. I'm using the Archeum rod with the red lures, and now my skill level is 91,500. So I'm doing 850 points of damage for my strong. When they jump, I do that much, and I do about 385 on the dot with the reel. So I catch fish pretty fast.
Now, Furious Souls asks, what's the minimum proficiency to do sport fishing, and how many worms does it take to get there?
You can start anytime, but what I would personally recommend is that you use worms until you get to at least 20. Once you get to 20,000 skill, actually once you get to 10,000 skill, you can get a steel rod. Once you get to 20,000 skill, you can get a springy steel rod. 30,000 is the Gilt, and then 50,000 is the Archeum. Once you get the springy steel rod at 20,000, you're actually going to be doing enough damage to fight 18K fish, which is the small fries, efficiently, and that you won't run out of time catching them. And I would recommend doing that, and then go hunting for sturgeon. Marlin, each class of fish, the lowest class of saltwater fish is a bluefin tuna. The next level is sturgeon. The next level after that is the sailfish, and then the highest level is obviously the blue marlin.
Is the tuna really lower than the sturgeon? I didn't know that.
It is. Well, and the way I gauge them is what they pay. The bluefin tuna is the lowest paying fish in saltwater. So basically, I don't even fish them. I mean, honestly, like your lures are worth something, like because you have to spend vocation points to get your lures. So I mean, you can buy them on the market, but people do charge a decent penny for lures, and because it costs vocation, and so you don't want to waste. You want to be cost effective, so you don't want to waste your lures on a lower class fish. You can by all means. You like fish and tuna, go for it. But I just think that it would be a better use of your time and money to go after sturgeon. And sturgeon spawn a lot. It's a frequent spawn. A lower level sturgeon, the small fries are, they will pay you out 4 gold. A small fry tuna will pay you out 2 to 3. Sailfish, it averages about 6 to 7. And then, yes, you do. Helium, you do level up in freshwater. You can, it's actually a lot safer. There is a spot in 2 Crowns that if you guys know what I'm talking about, there's that freshwater lake with a little island and that water elemental circling around it. That lake is a extremely good place to level up and practice your sports fishing, because there are the electric eels, the arowana, and the carp. Is it carp? Yeah, it's carp, isn't it? Yeah, the carp. And there's a turn-in literally 50 feet away, no matter where you're in the lake. So all you do is you catch your fish. If you don't have a fishing boat, you swim 50 feet to the turn-in, turn it in, go back and do it again. It's a very, very good way to learn how to sport fish. I'd highly recommend anybody who's trying it but doesn't want to risk going into saltwater or the pirate territory to practice on the freshwater lake.
Well,
Yeah,
go ahead, Steel.
I was going to say Death Commonplace said there's a good place in Silent Forest on the east. And yeah, that is an excellent place. That's a big old lake over there.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
And
I honestly don't. Go ahead.
Little off topic, but Hellion asked what you were drinking a little bit ago.
Yeah, it's bear.
Bear.
Yeah, I make it.
Awesome. So now, when you turn one of these fish in, it's pretty much like wearing a trade pack. Your movement's slowed, everything else, and you got to turn it into fishing scales, so to speak.
Exactly. There's fishing cranes. You'll see them. If you go to your map, it'll look like a little golden fish on the map. It's a fishing crane that will weigh your fish. It actually, the payout will be by the length, like the size of your fish, and the weight. So it varies. Like it's very rarely the same payout every time. You can catch well-paying small fish. It just depends on their hit points, puts them in a classification, and then the variables with the pay are their size and weight.
So they all weigh different sizes then?
All of them. They the actual beta, let's see, the alpha and beta servers did a fishing tournament, in case you guys don't know, and the winner of the fishing tournament got a reward and a massive amount of gold. Whoever caught the biggest fish won the tournament. So that's something to look forward to, in case you guys didn't know about that.
I was absolutely useless in that tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they did that in Alpha quite a bit as well, and they had to turn it off because it was it was like 2,000 gold for winning. 5,000?
It was crazy. It upset the whole economy.
I wish I could have been there.
That's crazy. Now, like in beta, on the beta server, they did turn it on again, and we had some guildies that went up there, but they said it cost them right at 1,700 labor, and they didn't get anything out of it. So
what's a competition? Like you turn in a certain amount of fish, or
I couldn't get a real fish in to tell you, but
you got to go up to Mirage Island.
Yeah, they had the docks out in the water set up in a big circle around the fishing area, and you go to the dude like you're getting a quest, and he gives you like 10 lures, and you get the best catch out of the 10. And I think you can go buy more after you run out, but I was like, screw that.
The problem is if you don't have the skill. And you don't have a good rod, even those fish there, if you hit an 18K fish, an 18,000 hit point fish, if you're at 0 skill, the likelihood of you catching it is It's very, very slim.
Yeah.
You would have to get really lucky with what Soul was talking about, earlier with, the jerk ups and stuff like that, where, okay, well, bad term, but, the hitting the correct buttons at the correct time. Holy smokes, you guys are absolutely horrendous. That's why I
Have
love
some more beer.
Yes.
I can't. We started the cast over. Look, that's all that's left. So, but anyway, yeah. So it's pretty difficult to to compete in that right away, and that was before anybody had a workstation. And without a workstation, you can't make seed packs. Without seed packs, you're not getting worms.
Right.
Oh.
So,
You guys want me to start talking about the boat?
Well,
Who wants to
actually, I
hear
had
about
one
the
more
boat?
question for you.
Sure.
What is the biggest fish you've caught money wise?
I caught a blue marlin that was worth 70 gold.
Wow, that's nice for one catch.
That was one catch, and I fought him. Honestly, there's no timer, you guys, that tells you when the fish is gonna drop. But it felt like I was fighting him forever, and I have a feeling that was a pretty epic fish, because some of the marlin I catch, they give me 35 gold. Some of them I catch, it's 50 or 60. 70 gold's the highest. It was like 70 gold, 61 silver. That's the highest I've ever gotten. So, and that's after patch. Like, I've heard they, pre 1.2, they were going for an obscene amount of money. Obscene. But yeah, I've caught some big fish.
So now, you came to me and you asked me about getting a fishing boat, and I told you as soon as the guild had what we pretty much needed at that point, we'd get one. So we ended up getting a fishing boat for you, and man, that thing is sweet. Tell us about it.
Oh man, you guys, the fishing boat is a godsend to fishermen. First off, it looks sweet. It looks like a charter boat. It has multiple functions on it. On the very back, up on top of the cabin, you've got your rudder control with your wheel, and then on the aft is a fish finder. And what you do, this is how you use this. You obviously activate the fish finder. You want to pull up your map, and then hit the ping. And what it does is it's a sonar, and it shows you. It'll ping in a radius around your boat, and it'll show you where fishing spawns are. You literally, what you do then is you mark map. You mark the map where they are, and then you drive to them. You can function this whole thing by yourself. You have to stop driving the boat, obviously, to work the fish finder, but it's really simple. You drive to the fishing spot, you throw the chum in the water, create a feeding frenzy, and then start fishing. Now, on top of those two functions, it also has a bait well. And you can store 5 to 6 fish in the bait well, from small fry to medium size. You cannot store big fish in there. What you have to do is use the other function on the back of the boat. You have to be attached to the wheel. You hit the shield emblem, and it drops the 2 fishing cranes, and you can store 2 gigantic fish on the back of your boat. I highly recommend, once you have a large fish on there, do not forget to raise it, because it dramatically decreases your movement speed and your ability to steer, because you're dragging a giant fish in the water. So always remember to bring that back up when you're going to turn in. On top of that, there is it's on the port side, the front port side of near the bow, is a chum bucket that literally you no longer have to go to Windshade to buy your lures or your bait or your chum. It doesn't sell bait worms, unfortunately, but you don't really need them by then because you're sports fishing. But yeah, all you do is right click on that, and you've got everything you need all on your fishing boat. You never technically have to leave if you can sustain yourself there.
I got a
it's
question
really cool.
for you.
Yes.
We were told that there was some fish that were so large that you couldn't wear on your back. The only way to bring them in was using the crane on the fishing ship. Is that true?
No, they won't go. Those are the gigantic fish. They won't go in the bait well, but they will go on the crane. The thing is that that wouldn't work, because once you catch the fish, it's somewhere. Like you have to actually get in the water to go loot it. And what it'll be is the fish will be sitting there floating with no hit points. You run over and grab it like a trade pack, and then it goes on your back. And those large fish, there'd be no way you'd be able to grab them if cat move. Jeez. You'd be able to. There'd be no way to grab it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't interact that way. So what you do is you loot it. Then you go to the back, you have the boom lowered, and then you can attach the giant fish onto that and then raise it back up and have it sitting above the water for all to see that you got an epic fish.
So in Alpha, the folks that were getting these 900 gold fish that were out there, those are now probably, the 90 to 100 gold fish?
Those are, well, I would say they're like 70. If there's, I haven't seen... I didn't get to sports fish a lot pre-patch, so I don't know in that aspect. All I heard of, I'd see them for sale on, like, oh, look at this gigantic fish, which you also can turn in the fish into trophies if you don't want the gold for them. I proceeded to litter Bear's house with trophies for the freshwater, because freshwater fish, the gigantic freshwater fish trophies actually turn into these really cool Japanese watercolor paintings that you can hang in your house. If you guys want to see them, they're in Bear's house as long as he allows you in.
I should have got some pictures of that. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I've caught all the... Go ahead.
Come on over to the house. We'll show them.
Yeah. I've caught all the freshwater gigantics, and now I'm working on the saltwater. And I went and I was like, Bear, I got some gigantic saltwater trophies for you. And there was no more room in his house, so we need to get Bear a bigger house, or I'll... or get Soul a bungalow. That would be awesome.
Now,
and then
for the person who doesn't have a fishing boat, where's one of the best places they can start off fishing at?
Now, do you mean sports fishing?
Just anything to get their feet wetting fishing. If they want to learn how to fish, get their feet wet.
I would highly recommend. There are no factors. The only factors that vary when you're fishing with worms is saltwater to freshwater. You actually catch different fish in saltwater and different fish in freshwater. Those fish, right now, currently, you can't use them for anything except for making Dawn Light essences. Now, the gray fish, you need 100 of those, and that Cadigan's glove, I think it is. One Cadigan, Shadigan's, yeah. Shenanigans glove. You need one Shenanigans glove and 100 of the grays to make one Dawn Light essence. You need 20 of the greens, which are the rares, to make and a Shenanigans glove to make a Dawn Light essence, and then you need 3 of the blues and a Shenanigans glove to make the Dawn Light essence. I believe those gloves go for, is it 25 silver or 50? Something like that. It's either 25 or 50 silver off of a vendor. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm not falling for it. Death. But, yeah, and that is the main use for, I call them garbage fish. They're not garbage, but I call them garbage fish because there's no other function for them currently. They might change that later, but who knows? And again, you can make the sports fishing fish either into straight cash. Oh, it also doesn't, the one way it doesn't work like a trade pack is you get the cash instantly. It does not go to your mailbox. Like, you know how it takes, 22 hours for trade packs to get to your, for you to cash in on those? Is that right, guys?
22 hours, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you actually get the cash in hand, boom, right there. So basically, if you're doing it right, it can be very lucrative. I highly recommend fishing with a friend. It's a lot of fun. Ask anyone in their guild that goes with us. We have an absolute blast when we go fishing. It is a lot of fun. And also, the more people you have, once your bait well is full, and if you got both gigantics on the back, on the boom cranes, you can store them on your back. So if you have 5 people in your boat, let's say you filled everything, that's 6 in the bait well, 5 on each of your backs, and then 2 in the back. So there's 13 fish. That's one run, and you go turn all those in, and you're rolling in the cash. It's really fun.
Wrath asked if you turn it into a certain person or a vendor, and you actually turn it into the fishing crane.
There's just a fishing crane. There's nobody there. It's just, you'll see it on the map. If you weren't here when I said it, it's a little fish icon on your map, and they're always on the shore or on a dock, or in a harbor. That's generally where they are. There's one on a beach, and there's one on that, I think, is it Thunderstruck Island, the one with all the clouds? There's one on the docks there, I believe. But
Well, now here's another thing that I've heard that we haven't had a chance to confirm yet, but turning in the sports fish in different docks pays different money. So if you turning them in across the ocean doesn't turn in for more, or
no,
contested zones.
In that pre 1.2, I believe that was true. No longer. It's, you get the set amount wherever you go. It does not matter, because it's, I don't know if they nerfed that because of it was unfair to up and coming fishermen, or what the deal is. But I tested that. I got 2 of the exact same fish, almost the exact same size. Like, it would have been a couple silver difference. I turned one in up north in the pirate area, and then I sailed all the way down south, and turned it in on a safe, non-contested zone. Where did I go? I went to 2 Crowns, and they were the same price. So that does not matter. So
Cool.
Go where it's safest. Go to a safe turn in, and turn them in there. Like, that would be, the most logical thing to do, technically. Oh, almost forgot. You guys, there's one more function on the fishing boat. There's a giant harpoon. You can poison the harpoon if you kill golden jellyfish. They drop a poison grenade, and you can poison your harpoons with that. You're gonna live to hate jellyfish. They are the scourge of the ocean for us, way worse than pirates. They have an extremely long range. They run away from you, and they're just a royal pain in the butt.
Those suckers bounce all over the place, man.
Oh, they're so fast too, and you can't stun them. They just, I hate them. We figured something out the other day. You can shoot them with the harpoon, reel yourself in, and if you've got archers on the boat, shred them. They cannot get away because they have a giant harpoon stuck in them. It works. We tried it. It's awesome. Like, I could even jump in the water. I'm melee. I jumped in the water and just started wailing on him. He was trying to get away, but he never got out of my range, and the archers just shredded him. Awesome way to stop a jellyfish. Yes, they are, Death. I hate them. They're so annoying. So annoying. And if you have, another thing, guys, if you have lower levels on your boat, and I'm talking 40 or lower, the jellies can one-shot them. The golden jellies hit hard. They have 2 attacks. One is this, I think they fling their tentacles, and it looks like a red fireball, but it's water in a way, like bloody water comes at you and it hits you. And then the other one is they slam their tentacles down like a kraken, and it's a giant AoE. It's huge, and it damages your boat and everybody on it. So jellies are a pain. Very
Well, now
much a pain.
someone earlier said that they wanted to go fishing for a whale. Now, I just saw that the new patch, there will be a whale, but it's called the Leviathan.
Get down.
And the Leviathan is actually
God.
much worse than the Kraken. And I know
saw that
some
too,
of
man.
us Some of us has went up and said hello to the Kraken pretty close and personal. I think
Stunner.
and August has got
look at
one
it
of the
too.
best picks. Yeah, August has got one of the best picks of the Kraken that I've seen. He was dead underwater, and it looked like the Kraken was fixing to swallow him whole. So
Oh,
That was
jeez.
a pretty good picture.
I was
yeah,
just
and
spamming, I was spamming
we-
the screen cap until the screen went blank, and that was the last picture I got.
so we got the Leviathan coming out soon. We've got ice fishing coming out soon. It's going to be
awesome.
so it's going to be actual ice caps, and you got to have a special shovel, and you go dig a hole, and you'll be able to fish in the holes, and special fish come out of there. They
More
got
pictures.
they got koi ponds that are coming out that are actually fishable.
Yeah.
So you will be able to fish in the koi ponds.
So like from your house?
You can put them on your
Yeah,
farm.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. The koi pond where you can fish next to your house. And I hopefully you'll be able to move the koi into your fish tank. Like I'm hoping they actually implement something where you can put the fish into your fish tank, to where you have more than, what is it? Is there 2 or 3 kinds of fish? This is the only thing you can put in your tank right now. You got to breed them or something like that.
I don't know. We got like 3 of them or something, but also in the patch that come out, there's a new event that's going to be happening in Mirage Island. Now this is what just came out in Korea. Of course, it's not on our server yet, but we know it's coming. But it's the PvP/PvE event where you can actually join the crew of a skeleton ship and fight as part of the ghost ship. So they've
that
got
would be cool.
they've
Oh,
got some
man.
really, really, really cool things coming out. And we've touched on it a few times. So we got all this new stuff coming in from all different directions, and they still got some of the most unbelievable deadgum secret quests that that are out there. And we got Soul out there searching the seas for the underground dungeon. I mean, the underwater dungeon. So
Hey, you spent all night doing that too, man.
Oh yeah, you guys, I actually enjoy swimming around the Kraken because he drops the best chests. The ships he takes down, there's treasure chests. Sometimes I'll come up on a wreck and there's literally 3 treasure chests that I have to refloat. And it's just I love doing it. I love treasure hunting on top of fishing. It's so much fun. The Kraken does not show up on the fish radar. He does like to slap you though. Kraken slaps or hugs.
he looks like just a lump sitting on the top of the water, just a big grayish, reddy colored, nasty looking lump.
Yep. With lightning, lots and lots of lightning. Yeah, the storm clouds.
If you see the lightning, that means he's aggroed you. As soon as you see the sky light up and all that
Run.
stuff, you better.
Eco fuel to the rescue.
And if you got the fishing ship, you got the best chance to get away because, as far as I know, it's the fastest ship in the game.
Actually, we tested that. It's not. It used to be pre 1.2. It was the fastest ship in the game. They nerfed it. Like a lot of the other fishing. Chris Amir and I went out and we gave once we got the boat, we gave it a complete run through. A fishing ship with burning eco fuel is a small percentage slower than a clipper on running normal. Here's the thing, you guys. Fishing ships have an engine in them. I don't know a steam engine, I guess you should say, with that giant like steam engine prop. The drag ability, if you harpoon a clipper with a fishing ship, you can almost slow it down to a stop. It's really cool. If a clipper or a clipper harpoons you in your fishing ship, it basically doesn't affect you at all. It slows down a galleon faster than it slows down a fishing ship, which is really cool. So you got to have like 3 or 4 of them to actually affect your speed enough to them to be able to do anything. So that's definitely a bonus for when you're getting somebody's trying to pirate you and they just have one clipper so their friends can catch up. You'll keep going. Like they'll need more than one ship to slow you down, that's a godsend. So that's pretty cool.
Now, I noticed, I'm sure you have trouble from pirates and such when you're out there if they find you, but I noticed that other fishing ships kind of respect other fishing ships.
That is very true. It's not all the time. There are those guilds out there that we will leave unmentioned that just have no scruples or honor. But when it comes to fishing, you guys, we have a lot of reds that when it comes to the battlefield, it's to blood and spit and craziness. But when it comes to fishing, they'll come up next to me and be like, "Oh, that fight yesterday was crazy," and that we talk. You have to talk through donkeys, which is annoying, but they'll come up next to us and we'll sit there and fish, and we'll actually trade off using chum because chum's expensive. It's 3,500 vocation points for 1 bucket of chum for a blue marlin school. Sucks. But fishing, it's just, there's kind of an honor among fishers. Like, you just don't attack another fisher. It's just a jerk move. You're like, it's hard enough to fish when you catch, especially with sports fishing, you catch something, you got to focus on it. It's just really Fury. It's really it's just not cool. It's
Okay,
just a really
had a couple questions.
okay.
Can a fishing ship slow down a galleon better than a clipper?
We didn't have a chance to do that because Krisimir had an accident with his galleon. But we will. I actually want to test that tonight.
That's not good. That means we got 2 galleons down now.
It was yeah, we didn't get to test that, but I actually wanted to tonight in safe waters, see what I can do. Oh, also fishing boats are really, really fun to flip, better than the clipper. I actually flipped a fishing boat. There was this guy, he was green, and he jumped on my fishing boat. He turned purple. Just so happened I had it anchored with the harpoon into the ground. I started digging down. He started to attack me, and I pulled I cut the line, and it flipped and launched him. I don't know how it happened. It like chucked him like a catapult across the water, and I flipped and landed back straight up on the hull and drove away, and he took damage.
Awesome.
I don't know how that happened, but it was I wish I had gotten a screenshot and seen the look on his face at the same time.
Now what about fishing boat against fishing boat? Somebody asked that. Can a fishing boat slow down a fishing boat?
I actually haven't had the opportunity to try that tug of war. That would be actually interesting. It'd probably be like a clipper shooting a clipper. I mean, like, just the variation, going back and forth. One thing, you guys, fishing boats aren't as stable as the catamaran style clippers or galleons. You can roll them a lot easier if you're hit from the side, from the port or the starboard. Somebody hits you right, they'll roll your boat. Which the physics make sense because of their shape. So be careful. Getting hit from the side, that's a bad way to go.
There's a few things that I wanted to go over real quick, bud, if we still got a little time. We we had that patch here recently. It was like a 800, 900 megabyte patch. They have snuck some changes in, unreported changes.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, so we're still trying to figure it all out. One of the biggest ones that we noticed was all of the swim gear, all that stuff that had all the extra breathing time and extra swim speed and all that stuff. It's all gone. They took all that away.
That's just cosmetic now.
Now it's just cosmetic. So,
You mean the swim trunks and the swim shorts? They took it away?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Stealth nerf. It's beta. Can't call it nerf.
Yeah,
I was saving up to buy those too. Woo, that's close.
Well, the good thing is anybody who bought them, when the game launches, you're not getting what you bought from the shop, but you'll get the credits that you have bought. All the credits you've bought in alpha is going to be refunded to you at launch. So,
and I have to agree. I don't mind it because the cash shop should be more cosmetic than it should be anything else. We did get it confirmed that on the Korean server that the labor potion is now account bound instead of character bound. So I imagine we'll be seeing that on our side here very shortly, if not.
Ooh, it needed to be too, man.
Yeah, that was really a pay to win. So, they are still working on it, guys. There's a lot of folks, don't think that Trion's been, working it hard, but they're working it pretty good. I'm gonna tell you, I was one of the most apprehensive people was when 1.2 came out dealing with crafting, and I was jumping up and down and posting on the forums, and looking back on it now, I like all the changes. Only thing that I still got problem with is the Archeum drop rate.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem. I don't think you should be level 50 and just starting to craft your level 20 gear. That's kind of twisted.
That's kind of garbage.
But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up so the folks that haven't seen it yet, all your swimming trunks and bathing suits and all that stuff no longer have stats on them. The only way to get those stats is actually with the fins and the helmet. So, and then actually putting the enchants on it. So
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I just want to throw this out there. I love to fish. If you want to learn anything, you are more than welcome to come find me in game, and I will take you fishing. I have no problems doing it. I will drop what I have to do unless it's important to the guild and it's something important I have to help them with. I will love to take you guys fishing. I'll pile as many people as I can in the boat and teach you everything I know. So you're more than welcome to come with me. It's a lot of fun. It's worth a try. Even if you don't like it, you just at least check it out. It's a good time.
Yes, beta does start tomorrow at noon CST. So everybody be there. Grievance has some exciting things planned for the weekend we can't talk about, but we're very excited. So,
yeah, we do have big plans. And you already
Big
spilt the beans on the last cast. So
I wasn't on the last cast.
the last one it was
was
me,
that
you,
noise?
and it was me, you, and Deuce.
Was it me?
Yeah,
You,
let's see.
Marissa, Deuce, and Memo, I believe.
Was it?
I was working.
Oh, maybe it was somebody. Somebody let it slip. But anyway,
Yeah, they did.
well,
Any questions? Do we have any last questions about anything ArcheAge?
Bear did it. I'll take the blame.
If we don't know it, we'll make up something. So while we're waiting for questions, if we get any, Bear, what are you looking forward to most in beta?
I'm looking forward to getting our super secret monkey project completed.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
We've actually spent a lot of time working on it, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, there's a good question. What is SoulGrave's opinion on Stone Arrow?
Is that Chrysamir? It's gotta
Yes.
be.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. I actually noticed when we were watching the wars on the castles with We Are Legend that the leader was a Stone Arrow. Stone Arrows are a very good class. If you like archery, Chrysamir and I duel constantly. I'm sure it gets annoying to some people that we're constantly fighting, but Stone Arrow, it's great.
What is going on behind you there, man?
I think she's measuring the ceiling.
Oh, Jenny, you're on TV.
Are we planning on fighting Orenthal? I didn't know that there was a fight coming or anything. So
we ain't got no beef with Orenthal. Besides, we're not on the same service they are.
Streak. Streak 2013. Actually, yes, ArcheAge is very casual friendly. If you can do anything in this game. If you can build something from scratch, you can fish, you can mine, you can do dungeons if you want to do dungeons. You can make food. You can do anything. This game, I'm just telling you, if you give it a shot, it won't. One day, maybe two, you'll be hooked. It's so much fun. There's so much to do. We haven't even scratched the surface, really, of all the stuff that we've done, have we, guys?
Oh, Lord, no. There's still so many things in the game we haven't even explored yet. Death Star asked, are we going to invest in another fishing boat? Probably not right away. Next thing we're investing in is going to be a tractor, another tractor. Also, that is one of our first goals in beta, is to get a tractor. It just makes trade pack moving so much easier.
Yeah.
Which, as those of you who know, moving trade packs means more Gildastars. More Gildastars means more really cool stuff.
Except when you crash it into rocks.
Me?
Anyone able to log into Tryon? Nope. It's surprising as this may sound, we are doing a cast.
Somebody asked something about, only playing the game for 30 minutes a day. This game, if you can only log in and play 30 minutes a day, you'll have fun with your 30 minutes a day. You won't feel like you're necessarily getting too far behind.
But you won't feel like it's enough either.
No. That's right. It'll try to suck you in, and keep you going. So,
yeah, it's crazy fun. Just crazy. It blows my mind. I'm never bored.
I can't believe the amount of things there are to do.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, August,
Well-
what are you looking forward to most in beta?
Run an escort on the super sneaky monkey run, and just doing some more economy testing. I really want somebody to try to mess with us during the super sneaky monkey run.
Oh,
Yes.
somebody will. SoulGrave, what are you looking forward to most? Seeing you don't have a fishing boat in beta.
Actually, I am gonna enjoy exploring the other continent. I don't know a lot about it. I'm usually, when I go over there, I go to Hasla and just start grinding tokens. It'll be nice to kind of see just the landscape and find new things and stuff like that. And the super sneaky monkey run. Actually, that's the main reason I'm going to beta, because it's like I do on Omega have a fishing boat, as you guys all know, and so it's hard. It's you prying it from my cold dead fingers is like what it's like getting me to go not use that thing, because I just it's so much fun. But
And it's
yeah,
all going away at launch.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm sure you guys will know exactly what I'll be doing till I get that again, like, because it's so much fun. The fishing boat's just a blast. It's an absolute blast.
Well, we're glad you enjoy it. I guess the thing I'm looking forward to most is getting back in with some more of our peeps, because we do have people that are exclusively playing beta and grievance. We're playing West in alpha, East in beta, and then when the game launches, we'll be West. So the East side is new to a lot of us, and it's really neat getting through there and exploring the different zones and the different themes. And yeah, I look forward to it. It's fun. Found the East side and it isn't quite as bad as I thought it was.
You know, I miss the West. Every
Yeah.
time we log in on beta, I'm like, God, I miss playing on the West side. I don't know what it is. I just, those freaking bottlenecks that we went through when we was trying to
Those
get
were
through.
horrible.
They were awful, and I guess they just put a really bad taste in my mouth. I mean,
We
it was
don't
like,
have those on the East side or the
Not
West
near as
side.
bad.
West side.
I mean, it was
East
like
side
drinking
has
a
some
skunked
horrible
beer.
bottlenecks.
It was horrible.
You know, the east side
30
still
minutes
sucks,
to kill a
but
wind spirit, 30 minutes to get past Omen.
Oh man,
Yeah.
oh man, that dude was terrible.
Yeah. Oh man. So and looks, and Soul probably won't have any of this trouble because he'll come in and be like, "Whoa, what are you guys talking about? It only took me 5 minutes." So that was my
That was
Soul
memo.
impression.
That was
Yeah.
memo. I
Yeah.
don't see what the problem is. I got right through it. Yeah, I can't say what my response on channel right now.
Mark Cortigo, I like two things: fishing and PvP. Those are my two favorite things to do, and treasure hunting. Three things I can count now. But yeah, and helping the guild. God, this list just gets bigger as I talk.
Well, we have plenty you can help with. There's no two ways around that.
Yeah, always a project, always something to be done.
All right,
It's
guys
fun.
and gals, this has been another cast of the Aurorian Age. It has been our pleasure to entertain y'all again. Make sure you're here next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, give or take a few minutes. But I don't know what our topic's going to be for next week. We'll probably talk about beta, some of the things we did in it, some of the things the latest patches did for beta. So come join us as always. We look forward to seeing y'all again, and y'all have a great night and stay safe.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys later.
See you
See
next
you in
stream.
game.